Hey everyone, this is Dave from the Adobe Character Animator team, and here's a closer look at some of the coolest new projects that recently caught our attention. Megane CH is a Japanese animator who has one of the best character animator VTuber implementations I've seen. First off, his character is expressive and looks great, and he's got several tutorials on his channel teaching how he rigs his puppets, including his own take on head turning and parallax. But then he uses his character for a variety of YouTube content, from tech reviews to visiting places like my personal favorite, the Nintendo store in Tokyo. So if you're interested in doing vlogs with an animated character, I highly recommend checking out Megane CH's channel for inspiration, even if you're like me and don't speak a word of Japanese. It's a colorful, fun, and impressive channel. A common question I sometimes get is, hey, can I use Character Animator to make a video game? And until now, I'd only seen some really basic single-level demos and prototypes. But now, a user named Brogan Pratt has created a game called Your Financial Story. He calls it a no-nonsense game about personal finance, money management, and budgeting. Usually dry topics, to be fair, but those concepts are worked into compelling gameplay and a story featuring an interesting cast of characters. Brogan is a true indie developer. He contracted with an artist he found on Reddit to make the characters, then he animated them in Character Animator, and finally exported them as PNG sequences to import into the Construct 3 game engine. What's even more impressive is that the game even has a fully featured character creation system. The game is for Mac and Windows and only costs $3. Seems like a pretty good investment to me. Electropuppet has maintained a storefront of Character Animator puppets for a while now, and recently they added some new stop-motion clay sculpted characters. They have a great blog post breaking down their process, including using a wire armature skeleton to help with posing, and how they isolate the individual Sculpey modeling clay parts. Clay characters like these have a great sense of physicality and dimension, and when you lower the frame rate to 12 FPS or lower, you get some great stop-motion results. With the holidays around the corner, they also have some great Christmas puppets available as well. Great work as usual. I am always up for more people making more Character Animator tutorials, and that's just what Kevin McMahon has done with a 20-part video series he did for a channel called Brain Buffet. Kevin has this great animated sensei character narrating through the experience, who breaks down a basic Character Animator workflow into easily digestible bite-sized chunks. I think this might be a great way for a classroom to learn, assigning a few lessons a day to learn the ropes. I've also been enjoying popping into some of Chris Ovimeri's recent live streams, where he's been walking through some really novel workflows with animations being triggered by comments in a Twitch chat, like an alien popping out of his chest, or a vat of gold being poured over his head. Basically just truly horrible stuff you can do to his character. Chris is incredibly patient and optimistic and is helping a lot of people learn Character Animator in real time, so definitely go check him out. Onich Pranks recently used Character Animator to animate one of their prank calls. It's a time-tested idea: take the audio recording from a prank phone call and exaggerate the reactions of each side using animation. And that translates really nicely into Character Animator puppets. There's a lot of great cycle layers, frame-by-frame animated arms mixed with dragger performances to help everything feel fluid and diverse. The video platform Quibi recently shut down, but I still wanted to highlight one of their shows that used Character Animator, Your Daily Horoscope. The concept turned all the astrological signs into cartoon characters and had them interact with each other. But even more impressive, there was a new short episode 5 days a week. That kind of quick turnaround required a fast animation tool, and that's where Character Animator came in. So while it was short-lived, I think the team made the most of the time they had, and the results were funny and unique, and putting together a daily animated show was technically impressive. Our friends at Digital Puppets in the UK have been busy as usual. First, they animated the Sherlock Holmes Jr. detective character for the Boomerang channel in France, hosting several short video quizzes and games. Next, they released a 2-hour tutorial walking through their complete workflow on how they animate a cartoon. This is a great insight into their process, including how they start their character creations in Adobe Animate and end up compositing in Premiere Pro. Finally, they released a really beautifully animated magic rabbit in a hat character, who has an astronomical amount of triggers tied to a ton of playful animations and expressions. The Breath of Life is a 2-hour animated movie created by just 2 people, a husband and wife team. They taught themselves Character Animator and After Effects to tell the story swirling around in their imagination, and used those tools to create an impressive, full feature-length movie. It took the couple over 3.5 years to bring their creation to life, and the end result is a pretty remarkable achievement. Well done. And finally, Election Night Rises is a fantastic 6.5-minute piece created over the span of a month by the team behind Our Cartoon President for Stephen Colbert's 2020 US Election Night special. It's one of the single best standalone pieces I've ever seen using Character Animator, incorporating a myriad of characters, props, and set pieces to tell their story. I genuinely laughed out loud at several of the jokes and visual gags, and they add a lot of extra lighting, shadows, and compositing effects to give the whole thing a cinematic quality. I am constantly amazed and inspired by this team, and in the past few months leading up to the election, they've been killing it more than ever. Truly amazing, inspiring stuff. Alright, that's it for this episode. We would love to see what you're working on, so please use hashtag Character Animator when sharing on social media so we can check it out. And if you're running into any trouble with your own animated creations, the best place to get help is the official Character Animator forums. Until next time, thanks for watching and have fun.